Hey guys, and welcome to another decoding video. If you just joined me, don't worry, you can go back and you watch some of the previous videos where I've talked about Kamala Harris and her launch campaign. I talked about Bad Boy movie and their marketing, and I talked about the Olympics and some of the brand marketing and brand partnerships that are taking place as part of the 24 Olympics. But today I'm going to talk about Saudi Arabia and the fashion industry and what is going on in KSA. If you want to learn about this vibrant economy and how you can benefit, go get your pad, go get your pen, go get your iPhone, your iPad, and your all manner of eye. It is time for Decoding Brands. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack when it comes to Saudi Arabia and fashion. First of all, I was recently at the Global Fashion Summit, which was held by WWD in Saudi Arabia, and it was, guys, amazing. Like, I went there, they had senior executives from the Kieran Group, they had senior executives from LVMH, they had some of the most powerful and thought leaders in the fashion world on stage talking about what they're doing in KSA and what they're doing in the Middle East in general. It was a really impactful and amazing day. And what I learned from it is what I want to teach you guys, because I truly believe, having been in the Middle East now for 2.5 years, I truly believe that if you are not looking to enter into Saudi Arabia and do some solid business there, you are going to be left behind. So let me give you the stats. I've got my paper here to make sure that I get all the statistics absolutely correct. So let's go through this. First of all, WWD Global Fashion Summit that I went to, that was put on and hosted by the Saudi Fashion Commission. Now, the Saudi Fashion Commission is something that's relatively new. It was actually launched by an amazing guy called Barak Katmak. Barak used to be the former dean for the Parsons School of Design, the one in New York City. And he launched in 2023 something called the State of Fashion Report. Now, the State of Fashion Report was basically designed as a report for the industry to be able to give us an insight into fashion in Saudi Arabia and the vision for the economy. Some of that vision was around this. So by 2030, Saudi Arabia aims to increase its non-oil GDP by 16% to 50%. They aim to have private sector contribution to their GDP by 40% to 65%. That is massive growth that they're hoping to do. The fashion industry growth, according to the Saudi Fashion Commission, expects the sector to contribute to 1.4% of the kingdom's GDP. That is approximately 12.5 billion in gross value addition. These numbers are important. They're important because if you're a designer, there is a booming economy that is waiting for you. If you are somebody who works in the business of fashion, maybe you're a marketeer, or you're a buyer, or you're a merchandiser, or you're a financier, or you're an investor in the fashion industry, this is a market that is opening itself up for people like you and I to step in and to contribute to its growth. But how, you might be asking, how exactly, Kubi, can this be done? Well, let me give you some more data points and then let's unpack it. One of the things that's really interesting is that the education system in KSA is playing a big part in its development. There is a collaboration with international institutes like the Institut Français de la Mode, which is basically the French fashion house, and 12 universities across Saudi Arabia offering fashion-related programs. So all of you who've been in your industry, in the fashion game, whether it be couture, whether it be luxury, whether it be ready-to-wear, whether it be fashion technology, whether it be men's fashion, all of you that have been in the industry for a while and you are an expert, it means that there are teaching opportunities for you with these fashion universities, these 12 universities that are developing courses. You also have a real ambition around the youth. Now, a statistic that I didn't know, which is completely mind-boggling, is this one. 70% of Saudi Arabia's population are under the age of 30. I'm going to say that again. 70% of their population is under the age of 30, which basically means they've got a young, vibrant population that are ready to do business with you and with I, and also to learn from those of us who are internationally coming into the region. Another interesting statistic is that they have launched, to develop local talent, they've launched something called Saudi 100 brands. The idea is that that is going to support over 100 local designers, local fashion brands. Super, super important for an economy to invest in its young talent. And for you, it means there's an opportunity to collaborate with that young talent. So let's say, for example, you're Adidas and you're thinking, how do I create something that's going to work in the Middle East? How do I create something that's going to work in Saudi Arabia? One of the best ways to do that is to partner with a local talent and to do a collection that's a collaboration, or to do a capsule collection that's a collaboration, or to do an endorsement deal that's a collaboration. You get my point? Okay, the other thing that's really interesting is that the fashion industry in Saudi Arabia employs 230,000 people. And here is a statistic that's gonna make you go, no, they didn't. 52% of them are women. I just wanna pause for the cause, and I just wanna say something. For all of you who are looking to come to the Middle East and you're in New York or London or Paris or Amsterdam and you're like, oh, Kubi, I don't know about Saudi Arabia. I'm not sure how they treat women. Are you kidding me? You need to come out to the region. I went to Saudi Arabia recently and I was blown away by how many talented, amazing female executives there are that are doing business in this part of the world. So please, don't listen to the gloom and doom news. Come out here and discover it for yourself. So, what can you be taking away? What can you be really thinking, okay, how does this apply to me, Kubi? What can I be doing next? The first thing I think you need to do is this. Throw away all of your assumptions. Throw away all of your assumptions. You need to recognize that those of us who are coming from the West, we often have assumptions. And it's okay, right? We've been living in London, or we've been living in New York, or we've been living in LA, wherever we're from, we've got these assumptions. It's okay to have it, but then you need to throw it away. You need to throw it away, because I guarantee you, as somebody who is doing business in Saudi Arabia, as somebody who's been living in the UAE, whatever you think this place is, you're wrong. Whatever you think it is, you're wrong. So you need to throw away your assumptions. The second thing you need to do is you need to come out. And I recommend the best way to do that is by going to trade shows. So you can just Google fashion trade shows in Saudi Arabia. You can go onto the Saudi Fashion Commission website and you can find out what trade shows, what conferences, what exhibitions have they got going on next. And I recommend that you book a ticket and you spend some time just networking. And the third thing you need to do is you need to listen. I can't stress this enough. The amount of brilliant minds that I work with globally, and when we're talking about the Middle East, I have to say to them, pause, listen. Listen to what the local talent is saying. Listen to what the country is saying about their vision. Listen to people who've already been in the industry and in the region longer than you. You've got to do the listening exercise first. Once you've listened and you've learned and you've understood, then you can bring your Western expertise to the region. But don't come here and be like, right, I've been in fashion in New York for 26 years and I'm going to tell you what to do. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And the fourth thing I'm going to say is this. Collaborate, 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 collaborate. This decoding, where I am right now, is a collaboration with one of the best photography and film studios in the UAE. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing here if I didn't collaborate with some of the amazing guys at Graphite. I wouldn't be able to do it. And you are exactly the same. So you really need to be, number one, throwing away assumptions. Number two, coming out to the trade shows. Number three, listen before you actually advise. And number four, find strategic partnerships so that you can do collaborations. And I guarantee you, you are not going to regret the move. In fact, here's what I want. I want commission. All the business you do, Just 5% commission. That's all I need. Just 5% commission. I'm only playing. Drop in the comments, how have you found this video? Are you already doing business in Saudi Arabia? How have you found it? Are you planning on coming to the region? What are your questions? Drop them in the comments. I'll answer all of them. See you next time.